There we go. Okay, so I think it's really interesting because I watched, or I was a part of Stephanie's Power Hour. I think it was last week, and she was talking about getting your mind in the right place. And you guys, I am a firm believer in that as well. I think that you have to have your head in the right place to be able to come into this business. And I know that life is crazy. We have kids, all of these things that are going on, things happen, life happens. But when you sit down to do your power hour, you have to be here. You have to be present. Your heart has to be in it. And so some of the things that I do when I know it's time for me to sit down for my power hour is I will crank my tunes. Same as Steph, I have a playlist. I amp myself up, even if it's for, a minute or 2 minutes. I get myself excited and in, my heart in the right place, and whatever else is happening, I put that aside and we're right here. And while I'm listening to one song, which is usually about, 2 or 3 minutes long, I have a Pinterest board. And it's like my manifestation Pinterest board. And it's the only time I let myself go on there. And I go on there for 2 or 3 minutes and I start to pin to my life board things that I want to bring into my life, things that I want to manifest into my life. So is it my dream home on a lake? Is it the car that I want to drive? Is it things for my kids? If I want to be a better mom, if I want to work on things like that, and things that bring me joy in my heart, things that make me excited, things that, drive me to build my dream life. And in this business, I think that if we're constantly working towards that dream, what we want, and we can see it, like if I can see my dream life on a board and I'm in there for 2 minutes, it really amps me up to get going in my business. So I'm not going to make you guys do it today, but that is what I do. When I sit down, I take 2 to 3 minutes, I listen to a pump up song, and I go through my Pinterest and I pin all of the things that bring me joy in my life that I want to manifest into it. Then we move into happy birthday messages. So I think it's really cool that Facebook tells you when people's birthdays are, because it's an easy way for you to go, here's 10 people that I can connect with today, that I can put joy into their life and make them feel loved and appreciated. So you guys take 2 minutes right now, go through your Facebook, find anyone whose birthday it is, and it can be as simple as, hey, happy birthday. I hope you're having the most incredible day. Do you have anything exciting planned? And it opens up, a whole world of conversation. They tell you, yeah, we're going fishing or whatever. And that sounds like the perfect way to spend your birthday. I'm so happy for you. So take 2 minutes right now, go through, and happy birthdays. If you run out of happy birthdays, you guys, in the morning for your 2 minutes, you can always pop through people's messages and see what they have going on in their life. Maybe they just got married. Maybe they just had a baby. Perfect opportunity for you to pop into their inbox and just show them some love. So take 2 minutes right now and we'll do happy birthday. Happy birthday. And you guys, as we're going along, if you have questions, you can post them in the chat box and I can answer them at the end for you. So I send happy birthday messages in a private message because I feel like on the news feed, they just go missing. So some people, it depends who it is. Like if there's someone that I've been chatting with for a while, I even will go onto Snapchat and use one of those like funny voice changer things and I will sing them happy birthday. with like a face on or whatever, and it's like a 20, I think it's 22 seconds you get or something, or 10 seconds, whatever it is, but I sing happy birthday really quick and then I'll post that on their wall. But you don't have to do that. You can just go into private message. And it's really good, like, you know, just saying happy birthday, like, I hope you have such a magical day. And they always come back and they're like, wow, thank you. And then you can say, you know, are you doing anything special for your birthday? And it starts that conversation with people. So it's kind of nice. Okay, that's enough happy birthday. How many birthdays are there really? Okay, so the next thing that I do is I add to my network. And everyone does this differently. This is where, you know, everyone's power hours are different. Maybe they check into their groups first. Maybe you do your messaging, whatever it is. I like to add to my network first, because then it gives me all day long to, you know, meet these people and start conversations. And as I'm doing maybe my inviting, that might even happen in the afternoon after I've met these people. So I take about 15 to 20 minutes to add to social media. Now, I am only doing this on Instagram right now because I think that Instagram is a huge platform and I think it's where everything is really going. If you're inviting on Facebook, when I started as a new coach, I did things like adding friends of friends, and I would just send them a message and say, hey, I hope you don't mind me friend requesting you. I noticed that we're both mutual friends with Sarah, and I thought it would be cool to meet another mom on Facebook or whatever. I added friends from high school. I added coworkers, people that I worked with, my mom's friends, everybody. So you can just be friend requesting people as well. And then on Instagram, how I like to do it is I don't like to do mass follow, unfollow. For myself, I haven't found that is as effective. So how I expand my network on Instagram is I do the 5x3x1 rule. If you guys are at Summit, you might have learned about that. But what it means is, so you'll go to someone's profile that is part of your market, and you give 5 photos a like, you give 3 photos a comment, and then you give them a follow. So I might go to other fitness accounts that I like, not other coaches, but other fitness accounts. I will click on their photo, see who is liking their stuff, which means that they're active on the platform. They're liking and commenting on other people's stuff. I will click their profile. I will like the last 5 or 6 pictures that they posted. I will comment on 3 of them, and then I will send them a like. And what happens is, when you go through Instagram and you're just follow, all people see is a follow. That's it, a follow from you. But if you're engaging and you're liking a bunch of their stuff and you're showing interest on their content and you're commenting, you know, asking questions about, you know, different photos. Wow, this is gorgeous. Where was it taken? Or where did you get this dress from? I love it. And you start that conversation. When you give them that follow, they will follow back, but you've already started to create that relationship with people. So, you know, taking 10 to 15 minutes to do that every day. Rule of thumb, I'm a numbers person. I'm like, I have to have a specific number or the goal is not met, and it drives me crazy. So I like to do 20 to 30 people. 20 to 30 people every single day, 5 likes, 3 comments, and 1 follow. So let's go to Instagram right now and take like 10 minutes to do that. I have to turn some music on, you guys. It's too quiet in here. It's freaking me out. I'm like, you know, when you're like at the dinner table and no one's talking and you can hear everybody chewing and you're like, anybody want music on? That's me right now. So what is the best way to find people on Instagram? So what I like to do is I like to find not necessarily fitness accounts, but other people who are around my age, who are also female, who might have some things in common with me, who have like self-love accounts or like body positive accounts or things that I believe in, right? I think that the more you know your market, the easier it is. So I'm not necessarily going out and trying to find moms because everyone is so different, but someone who speaks a ton about, you know, like self-love and spirituality and stuff like that, and they have around 11 to 15,000 followers, those are the accounts that I want to follow. So I'm usually just using hashtags. You'll find the bigger accounts. And when you click on their photo and you click on who's liking it, the people at the top are usually the most active accounts. So I'll go through and like follow, you know, or click on the profiles of those people. There's millions of people, you guys, on social media. I think just finding the big accounts that are not even necessarily trying to sell something. They're just like motivational accounts or like lots of, yeah, like self-love accounts. There's so many of them out there. Another way that I've found other people, a lot of them that are private accounts, it's super easy to do, is every once in a while you can post do a post on Instagram that is, you know, about motivation, like what are your top 3 motivational tips? Here are mine, and then tag a friend. And then I'll go through and tag a few of my friends, and then they'll start tagging their friends. And then you can kind of start that train, right? And as people are tagging their friends, you can send them a message and request them and say, hey, I seen that you messaged on my post. I'd love to connect with you, whatever. So call to action doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be you know, inviting to a challenge group or something. You can have a call to action to invite your friends to invite their friends to your page, right? So tagging people in your post, and then they will tag their friends in your post. Yeah, so I'll ask them to tag over this. So for instance, you could do a picture of something that you're super grateful for today. And you can just quickly write a little thing like, woke up this morning feeling super grateful for, you know, my health, my kids giggling in the background, and pizza. And then you put comment 3 things below that you're grateful for and tag a friend. So then, you know, I would post that, and then I would tag maybe 10 of my friends, and I'd say, keep it going. And then they'll tag their friends in it, and they'll put 3 things that, you know, they're grateful for. And you can kind of start like that train going. So Andrea, one of the things that I have done is I spent maybe 2 hours one day and I found all of my accounts. So maybe I have like 50 or 60 accounts that I really like their following. I like their content. Their followers are very engaged. And I have a list. And so when I sit down to do this part, I go to those specific accounts and I click on their photos, and those are the followers that I start to 5 by 3 by 1. So instead of spending half of my following time trying to find accounts with followers, I have a list of accounts that I go to, and that is quick. That is quick to move through them. So I would suggest maybe spending an hour or 2 hours finding those accounts that you really like following. And through those accounts too, like if you have, 20 or 30 accounts that you really enjoy following and you like their followers, go through what they're posting and check their content, because there's a reason why there's that many followers, and try and pull inspiration and mimic what they're doing on social media, because it's working. And their followers and what they want to see, if you can not copy it, but duplicate it and be inspired by it and mimic it, their followers will want to follow you as well. Even though I try, do you feel the same? Do you feel the same? Don't know how to tell myself to stop, breathe. Running out of ways to take this thing. Gently. I don't wanna stay under. Try to find your clarity. Animated over me. In the water, coloring. Animated over me. Tell yourself to stop. Breathe. Running out of ways to take this pain. Gently. I don't wanna stay under. Try to find your clarity. Elevated over me. In the water. Out of reach. Elevated over me. Elevated over me. Okay, guys, we're gonna move on because I don't want to like go super over time. But I do think that expanding your network is one of the most important things that you can do during your power hour, because you don't want to run out of people to talk to, so that when you sit down every day to invite, like, I have nobody to talk to, it's not fun. So it's important that you start building your following right away as a brand new coach. And I find that as I'm going to, like, when I start my power hour out this way and I'm going to those accounts that I draw inspiration from, that I actually do enjoy following myself, and I'm finding these people to talk to, that fires me up. That makes me excited to be in this space, which I think is super important as well, so that you carry that into your inviting. So next step, yes, you have to invite in this business. You can't sit there and wait for people to come to you because you made a super awesome post and you can't figure out why everyone's not throwing themselves at you to join your group. Inviting, it's awesome though. And I tell my team all the time, you guys have to understand that in this business, like, yes, we're marketing and yes, we're doing all these things, but you have been given a gift that you have. That's a gift of health. That is something, like, we have something that millions of people need. And we know that it's the answer. It's a proven thing. You're not out trying to sell, I don't know, candles or yoga pants, right? Yes, we need yoga pants, but that's not the point. I think that knowing deep down in my heart that I'm changing people's lives and that we have that ability and that everyone needs this in their life, that makes me excited to invite people to it. So know that when you're inviting, you're not bothering people. You're not, putting people out or irritating anyone. They know in the bottom of their heart that if they aren't already on track with this, that this is something that they genuinely want and need in their life. They do. We all crave that. We all crave feeling good and feeling energetic, and we have the answer. So do it with confidence. I think that going into inviting with confidence will take you further than anything that you say, any script that you use, any way that you say it. I think that the confidence that you have in these products, in this team, in, Bleeding Beachbody Blue, I believe that that will take you further than anything in this business. So I always like to think of it like that right before I start inviting. I like to get myself in that space of, this is a blessing and this is a gift that we get to offer people every single day, and go into it with confidence and with excitement. And that will take you a lot further than if you're like, oh my God, I have to hit Success Club and now I got to message all these people. And what if I don't? And then you come from a place of desperation. So inviting to your challenge group, I asked you guys yesterday to put, 5 or 6 different slides onto your Instagram stories. So I do this every 2 days. I do before and after photos, and then I do 2 or 3 inviting to my challenge group, or I will do 2 or 3 pictures about the coaching opportunity. So it'll be something like a picture with a picture of my family, and it will say, do you want more time with family? And then it'll be a picture of me on vacation, say, or do you want some more time for travel? And then, maybe it'll be my transformation, and it'll say, or maybe you just need a transformation inside and out. And then the next 3 slides will be inviting to either my challenge group or the coaching opportunity, one or the other. And then it always ends with some kind of call to action. So whether it be a poll, which I love, or maybe it's drop the message right here. You can even do like go like this on your boomerang, like drop the message right here. And then you have those people to start engaging with. So I like doing it every 2 days for sure. If not, maybe every day I'm inviting to something. But every 2 days, that gives me a lump of people that when I start inviting to my challenge group, they have already asked me. They've asked me for the details for the challenge group or my coaching opportunities. So I will go through my Instagram stories, and I want you guys to do that right now. I want you to go to your Instagram poll that I asked you to put up yesterday. Anyone who said that they were interested in the details, It's as simple as sending them a message that says, hey girl, I'm super excited, that you had a chance to pop onto my Instagram stories yesterday. I'm excited to send you the details. What's your email? It's as simple as that. You don't have to word vomit all over your people that answered. You just have to say, hey girl, super pumped that you are looking for more details about my August boot camp. It's gonna be awesome. The girls in there are, so fired up. I think you'll fit right in. What's your email? And I like collecting emails off of Instagram because it's easier for me to kind of have a running list of what's going on. It's like the next step for me. I don't get lost with them. I also like to send out, maybe you want to start sending out a newsletter every week to these people. And if for some reason something happens to Instagram and it goes away, you have an email list of all of your contacts who were ever interested in your challenge group. And I think that's important because we don't own any of these platforms. So go to your Instagram stories and see who answered your poll from yesterday. And they're going to get a message. And then what I do, so if you've ran out of people, there was only 6 people that answered your poll yesterday. The next thing that I will do is I will check and see who actually viewed my entire story yesterday. And there's usually a couple hundred people if you have over 1,000 followers. If you have 150 people that watched all 6 slides and didn't click anything, I still call them interested. I would call that interesting because if I don't care and I don't want to see it, I can click next. But if they didn't click next and they made it all the way to the end, it means that you've already piqued their curiosity. Maybe they're not confident enough yet to say, send me the details, right? And I know when I was 40 pounds overweight, I didn't want to do that either. I had to wait for someone to come to me. So I go to every single person who watched my Instagram story and I will say, hey girl, I noticed that you had a chance to hang out with me on my stories yesterday. I posted a little bit about my August bootcamp and I'm really excited for it. I would love to send you more details if you're interested. It's as simple as that. And you can go through all of those people and they already know what you're talking about because they seen your story yesterday. So I'll go through and I will invite all of the people who have watched my story, my 5 or 6 piece invite and didn't respond. I will invite them. Then once I've gotten through all of those people, I go to maybe my challengers who are posting my challenge group. They're rocking it. Or maybe they sent me a message and they're like, I lost 30 pounds and I feel amazing. At that point, those are the people that I am going to invite as a coach. So it's as simple as saying, oh my gosh, like you are so inspirational. I see you working so hard in our challenge group every single day. You're already doing everything that a coach does. Have you ever considered doing what I do? Right? And then thank yous for your posts. So when you run out of challengers, you've ran out of stories, you've ran out of everyone who watched your story, you've talked to your challengers or people that are showing up and rocking the program, having a good time, I will go back to my posts from yesterday. You should have 2 or 3 posts a day. I will go back to those people and I will just say, hey, thank you so much for showing me some love on my post yesterday. I really appreciate it. And if it was a challenge group post, you could invite them then. If it was maybe a before and after of somebody else, you could say, hey, thank you so much for your love on my post about Sarah yesterday. She is absolutely killing it, right? I do have a boot camp starting next week for it. I can send you the details if you're interested. So I will spend 15 to 20 minutes inviting people on my social. So we're going to spend 15 minutes right now and go through that. Stacey, I have that too. Like the odd person that will say, they accidentally hit it. But to me, like if they make it through 6 of my stories before they accidentally hit that button, that says to me that they're still watching. So it's a good thing to reach out to that person and just say, hey, like, thank you for your love on my poll yesterday. Because it's still saying, I appreciate you. I see you, watching my story. And if they say it was an accident, you can laugh it off and still start a conversation with them, right? So it's still creating that engagement on your social media. And I think if they accidentally hit it, but they're still watching it and they watch you for another 2 weeks and then you send them a message, it's like, hey, I've got this new thing coming up. Eventually they're going to jump on board. It's just the way that people, I have it happen all the time. Yeah, you guys, like those of you that are saying, you need new people, you only have 1,000 followers. That's why I spend the majority of my time in the morning, when I have my chunk of time in the morning, expanding my network. So like having fresh people to talk to every single day, even if it's only, 10 or 20 people, I think that it's important that you're growing that every single day. If you're spending a ton of time like copy pasting to the same 100 people for, months and months on end, you're not going to grow your business. You have to expand your network. Another thing that I do, so when I get onto Instagram and I do this, I would do this as soon as I'm adding people, but in the evening, all of the people that have added me back that I added in the morning, I will send them a message too that say, hey, like, thanks for the follow. I'm excited to connect with you. And then I try and connect something that I noticed on their page. So, oh my gosh, I noticed that you're from Canada too. Whereabouts do you live? Oh, I noticed that you have, 2 little ones as well. How old are they? Mine are 6 and 2 or whatever, right? So if they have a dog, you have the same dog. That's what you had in common. I would say, hey, thanks for the follow. I noticed your little puppy is super sweet. How old is he? Whatever, right? So I'm just starting to create that relationship with people right off the bat. I'm not collecting followers. I'm not collecting numbers. I'm collecting relationships with people. And I think it's important that you guys remember that too. You can have an account of 20,000 followers. And if you have no relationship with them and no trust built with them, it's going to be really hard to sell them on something. So it's better to have a following of 1,000 loyal, committed followers than a bunch of numbers. Yeah, Robin. So, what am I emailing them? So when I ask them like, hey, what's your email? I will send them the details to my upcoming challenge group. So if I have like a Lift 4 challenge, it will say like, so basically we're going to be together for 60 days. I tell them like a tiny little bit about the program, that they get access to my high vibe community. We're going to do it together. At the end of the 60 days, it doesn't end with me. This is a lifelong commitment. And they actually have access to all of my boot camps and my programs for an entire year. So I give them a little bit of details. And then I send out that one. They usually come back and say, how much is it? I'll send them the price script. And then at the bottom, it just says, I'm really excited to get you started. Which option would you like to start with? And then I will always go back to Instagram after I send the email, and I'll put email sent. Hey girl, I messaged you back. I sent you an email. So I know, because this is the thing with email, was I couldn't see if they read the message, and it made me crazy. I'm like, did they get the email? Are they ghosting me? Like, what's happening here? So I'll always go back to Instagram and say, hey, I sent you that email. Let me know. And then I know that they've seen that message, so I know they checked that email. So it's a really good way to see who's seen it, or if somebody got busy and they didn't end up checking your message. And then, yeah, so I'll email them all the details, but then they also go into a list. So if you wanted to do a monthly newsletter, you can, or if you have an upcoming boot camp, you can email the details out for that. Or if you have a flash sale that you're doing, you can email out that as well. If I sometimes too, like once a week, if I do a post that's really long and heartfelt and maybe telling my story, and I feel that it adds a lot of value, you can email that out too as well and just say, hey, just popping in with my thought of the day or whatever. So just another avenue of adding more value to people. And the thank you posts, guys, that you do at the end, like if you, so every day I'm inviting to something, whether it's a coaching opportunity or it's the challenge group. I usually go back and forth, or if I'm trying to fill up a boot camp, I'll, have lots of stuff about a challenge group and then more about coaching at the end of the month. But when you're going through those thank you posts, it's just whoever liked your post. So if there's 20 people that liked your before and after photo, I would go to those people and say, hey, thank you so much for your love on my post. I'm so excited about, this group that's coming up. I would love to send you the details if you're interested. And that you could send out 10 or 15 invites to your challenge group through the post that you did yesterday as well. Lillian, I use my own price script because so here's the thing with scripting. People always say, I don't believe in using scripts. I make my own scripts and I still use them and I change them like once a month, but I always have a list of scripts that I use, but it's my own language. And I always like to talk to people as if I'm sitting across the table with them having coffee. I feel like if you send something from Beachbody, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a good place to start, but it's just, people will know that's not my language. That's not the way that I talk. And I want my challengers to feel like I'm just talking to them as if they were my best friend across the table having coffee. So I write my own script, and every time a new program comes out, that's one of the first things that I do is I will write all of my scripts. And how I do that is I just start with one person, and as if I'm going to send it to that person, and I will actually just type it out as if I was talking to that specific person. Then I copy and paste that into my little script thing. Okay, for the sake of time, because I talk too much, we're going to move on to follow-up. So I totally agree with everyone else that has run these power hours when they say that the key to this business is in the follow-ups. You guys, no one is going to sign up with you on the first invite. All that invite is for is just to pique their interest so that they go to your page, they start following you, they start creeping your stuff because you're like, hey, I don't know if you've seen my last post or not, but I have this thing coming up and I think that you would be awesome for it. Of course, they're going to go back to my page and start creeping even though they ghosted me and they didn't answer me back. They'll start watching what you're doing. So sometimes it will take 5 or 8 or 10 follow-ups with people before they will invest in you and what you're talking about and what you're doing on social media, right? So really important in the follow-up. So this is something that will forever be ongoing with people, your follow-up. So I like to work from a list. That makes things so simple. So the people that I'm inviting during the first part, so I'm inviting to my challenge group, I'll write them down, just write their names down. And if they answer you back and say, ooh, yes, I would love the details, they go onto my list to follow up because they're interested. Even if they ghost me when I send them the details, I'm gonna follow back up with them. So I go through that. Also, if you guys are running free groups on Facebook, if you do a monthly free group, that's another place that is great to go back through and follow up with those people. Hey, how are you making out now that we're done our free group? Have you been able to stick with everything? I know that, say a sugar detox, you can start talking about the things that you're struggling with and just going back and forth with that follow up with people. So working from your list, the people so say I send them a message 2 days ago about the details for my group and they completely ghosted me, I would go back to that person and just say, hey, just checking in with you. Did you get my last message? Did you happen to get my last message? That's going to be a yes or a no, or they ghost you again. If they ghost me again, they go on next month's check-in list. I follow up with them again next month. And next month, I will say to them, hey, I know you were super excited about my August boot camp. We didn't have a chance to get you into that one. I know life gets crazy. It's all good, but I have another one starting up for September, and I would love to send you the details for it if you're still interested. You might have to send them August through January before they decide to sign up, but totally okay. So I just keep going back. I follow up with people, or maybe they'll say, I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. And I would say to them, okay, I'm going to check back in with you on Friday and see how you made out, okay? Perfect. And then on Friday, they go onto my follow-up for Friday list. So let's take like 10 minutes right now because we're running out of time. Let's take 10 minutes and do our follow-ups. And I know a couple of you guys were asking about my email list. So if I've had them on Instagram, I might go to my email and see who I sent emails to in the last couple of days that never responded. I will go to Instagram and I will send them a message on Instagram that says, hey girl, I'm just checking in with you. I'm not sure if you got my last email or not. Did you have a chance to check it, or did you read it, or did you receive my email the other day? When people say they want to join me, but they tell me that they don't have the money, I offer them the coaching opportunity. So when I started as a coach, you guys, I was like incredibly broke. I was living in like a mold infested house with my brand new baby because I had no money. So when people say to me that they have no money to invest in this, I'm like, yeah, you do. You can find the money, because if you want something bad enough, you'll figure it out. I had to sell some of my baby's clothes to buy my first challenge pack. But I knew in my heart that that's what I wanted, and where there's a will, there's a way. So I always tell people, I think a lot of the people on my social media do know my story, just like they'll know your story of how you started as a coach. And I think that when someone says, I really want to join, but I don't have the money, I would say to them, have you ever considered doing what I do as a coach? You'd be able to start on your, your health journey, but you'd be able to make a little bit of extra income as well. That's what I did to get started on my health journey, right? Some people might be able to sell a sweater out of your closet for $40 to sign up as a coach, bring on 2 friends, and you'll be able to start on your fitness journey. You can walk them through it. I don't ever, ever, ever accept money as a no or a way to brush me off, because if you want it, there's definitely a way around it. But I do say to them, I want to work with you. I think this is going to be so fun. So let's work together and see how we can get you into this group, even if it takes a little bit of time. And I think, on the money part, while we're talking about, I think that it's important, you guys, that you're talking about the value of what you have in your posts on social media. I say to people, your health is worth, in Canada, 56 cents a day. Your challenge pack, when you buy it for the entire year, is 56 cents a day. Your health is worth so much more than 56 cents a day. And I know that you can figure out a way to make that flexibility in your life. I talk about, the value of Shakeology and how there's so many other things that you can be spending $5 a day on. And the fact that I've spent $100 on a stupid concert ticket, smoking a half a pack of cigarettes a day, your coffee that you're having, whatever it is that you're spending your money on, getting your nails done, $40 every 2 weeks to get your nails done, but you're telling me that you will not invest $186 into a year of your health? It's crazy. So I'm posting a lot on social media about the objections that I'm getting when I'm talking to people. If I see the same thing over and over and over again, like money, I start talking about it very publicly on my social media. So those people are watching me every day okay, fine. I know that that's a stupid excuse, right? Carrie, I'll tell you exactly what I say to people. Let me find my script. I sign up everyone as a discount coach because who doesn't want 25% off? That's just crazy to me. I'm a complete deal hog, so why wouldn't you? And for me, I find it easier to track people to see who canceled their Shakeology if they are like a red discount coach. So then I can go to them and be like, hey, I was just wondering if you canceled your Shakeology subscription or if it's an error on my end. I want to be able to cancel it or fix it right away for you if it's an error. And if they say, yes, I decided to cancel it this month, then that opens up the opportunity to talk to them about the value in it, about, you know, different things that you can do to make sure that they stay on track. Okay, so here's my script. As soon as they're like, okay, perfect, sign me up, here's my email, I say to them, awesome. And actually right now I can sign you up as a coach for free. You never have to do anything with the business, but coaches get 25% off all future purchases, including Shakeology. Who doesn't love a sweet deal? Ha ha ha. And when you fall in love with it and people start asking, you can always recommend and make some extra income if that's something you're interested in. And sometimes people will come back to you when you say that and they'll be like, oh, that's awesome because I've been thinking a lot about the coaching opportunity. I've been thinking about becoming a coach. You can say, perfect, let's do that right now as well. And if you never offered it, they may have never said anything to you about it. And some people will come back and say, no, thank you. I don't want to sign up as a coach. And you can say, awesome, let's just sign you up as a customer for now. We can always change it later if you choose. I don't tell them about the $16 fee only because it says it when you go to sign them up. It clearly says there's a $16 fee. Sometimes they'll come back and ask me, what about the $15 a month or whatever it is? And I just say to them, yes, it's like a Costco membership. You have to pay for it, but you're going to save $40 on Shakeology. So it's still worth it. And I tell them, if you're going to cancel your Shakeology, we can cancel your coach account at the very same time. It's super simple and I can help you do it. So they don't get like freaked out that they're locked into something, but I just tell them, like, if you're going to cancel one, we'll cancel the other. And I also don't go heavy onto my people about telling them about auto ship and all that other kind of stuff because people get so scared of commitment. There is a reminder email that goes out to all of these people well before their order gets shipped. There's all of the fine print that they can read themselves. It is not on you if their shipment ships and you didn't tell them about it because they had way more than enough warning, and I don't want to freak people out about it. Okay, now for time's sake, because I promise I will keep this at an hour, the last thing that I do, which takes me about 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes at the end, is when I go and check into my groups with my people. So you can't forget about the people that you're signing up and bringing into this. It's extremely important that you're nurturing your challengers and, the people that you're onboarding and your team as well, your coaches. You need to be not expecting them to just do it, but you need to check in with them. So I will go into my group. I will add value. That's when I'll go through and show love to the people who are posting in my group. I'll like and I'll comment on their stuff and cheer them on. I might do a recognition post for a couple of girls in my challenge group, like, shout out to Sarah. You showed up 4 times in this group yesterday. It looks like you're killing it. I'm so proud of you. Or I might feature a before and after progress picture of one of my girls with permission. They're doing awesome. I might feature them and just say, Sarah's in this group, shout out to her, you guys, like she's killing it. And I'm so proud of her. And it's really good for other people and, creating that sense of recognition, because if I see someone in a group who got really good results and now they're shouting her out and saying how good of a job she did, I'm like, I want someone to recognize me, so I'm going to work harder. So it's really important that you're showing up for those people. At this time, you can also, like the recognition aspect of it, you can also go to, 5 or 10 people on your Facebook or your Instagram, who are doing, go on their posts and just give them messages of gratitude. So I like to take 5 or 10 minutes and send my following messages of gratitude. Like, I see you out there, you're killing it. You're doing such a good thing. Like, you look like you're having such an incredible summer with your kids. You're such a good mom and I love following you. And sending those messages gives me a feel good too. So taking 5 or 10 minutes, checking in with my challengers in my groups, checking in with my coaches and just saying, hey, like checking in with you. Do you need any help with anything? Can I be of assistance for you in any way today? Would you like to schedule a Zoom chat with me? Can we hang out this week sometime? Checking in with my coaches, going through my coach club and, seeing if anybody needs any help or if anybody posted anything. And then just going through a couple of people. It'll take you 5 minutes and send out messages of gratitude to other people who are doing good things in their life. Or, maybe they just went on a beautiful vacation. You can send them a message and say, it looks like you had a fantastic time on your vacation. Like, it's so cool to see people, working hard and then taking time out of their life to do, beautiful things that they want to do or whatever. And it just makes everybody feel really good. Another thing that you can do while you're checking in with your groups and commenting on people's stuff quickly on Facebook is I like to go and ask people questions. So people love giving their opinions about things. People love giving advice. We know that's just the way that we are. So whatever I have going on in my life, I will go to people that I can ask questions. So for myself right now, one of the things that I'm using is like stuff for the wedding. So I'll go to people that recently got married and I will ask them questions like, hey, your photos looked incredible. Who did you use as a photographer? Hey, your dress looked absolutely phenomenal. It looks so good on you. Who did your alterations? I'm a little bit nervous about it, questions like that. Or if I have people that have small toddlers on Facebook, I can say, hey, I'm thinking about starting to potty train Carson. I'm a little bit nervous about it. Do you have any tips for me? You can go to these people and of course they're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Like, yes, I did this, this, and this. And you can start that exciting conversation with people about things that you have in common. And then as you're posting stuff on your social media, those are the people that will see your stuff first because you have that relationship and you have activity with them in the last couple of days. So they will start seeing your stuff first. So we'll finish out 5 more minutes with you guys doing that. But if you have any questions for me at all, you can post them or you can unmute yourself and I can answer them quickly for you. I was going to tell you guys. So I think it was yesterday, Monday, someone had asked about schedules when you have small children at home. If you're a stay-at-home mom, how do you organize it? So I have 2 little ones at home and I've been doing this business since my first little one was 8 months old is when I started. So I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom as well. So how I work my schedule, I get up earlier, I sacrifice sleep. You get up an hour before your kids get up and get your power hour done. Don't start scrolling Facebook. Don't check your email. Don't do anything until you've gotten your power hour done. So for me, I would get up an hour earlier than what I usually did. I would do my power hour. So all of this stuff that we did today is completely done. And then I would get my workout in. So after I did that, I would do my workout because if my kids wake up halfway through my workout, they can come work out with me. That's totally fine. And if everything else goes to hell in my day, which it does when you have kids, I got my power hour done. I moved my business forward. I invited people. I, did all these things. So if nothing else happens, you're still moving your business forward. So I get my power hour done first thing in the morning, then I do my workout. And then I usually wait until the kids are sleeping, or my littlest one now is having her nap, and the older one, I'll get her set up with something. And then I will sit down for another hour. And that's when I get things done, like maybe blog posts, scheduling different calls with people if I'm doing one-on-one calls. It's when I will upload into Buffer all of my posts for my challenge group for the next week. It's when I will start thinking about different things that I want to post about, maybe editing your photos, all that kind of stuff. So recognition posts that take you an hour to make them and they don't move your business forward. I'll get all of that kind of stuff done in the afternoon during nap time. And then in pockets of time, kids are eating lunch, I'm sitting there, I might hop on my phone and answer back a couple of messages. And then I check in for another 45 minutes to an hour in the evening. And that's an hour of focused work again, where I might actually do another full power hour. And then things throughout the day as well, you guys, like while your kids are eating breakfast, that's a good time for you to be able to put up your 6 slides on your Instagram story, so that the next morning you're able to go and invite all of those people, right? And then throughout the day, you want to be sprinkling parts of your life anyways on your Instagram story and your Facebook story. So you can be talking about life with your kids. And it's, I think, important for your following to see you not just being a robot that works all the time and saying like, I'm a crazy person 90% of the time, and it makes you more real and you can show them your kids and stuff. So working like 2 power hours a day, the first one being the most important, I get it done. And then just working in pockets of time and knowing that no one is perfect in this business and it's always changing, and you'll find a routine and then it won't be the same the next day anyways. All right, guys, so we are at an hour. I told you guys that I would respect your time, so I'm gonna pop off of here, but just a recap, I spend 2 minutes of my morning on Pinterest with my music cranked. It gets me in the right mindset. I have fun, I feel good, but I set a timer because I will spend 20 minutes on there if I don't. I do 2 minutes going through and saying happy birthday to people, or maybe happy anniversary, or congratulations on your new baby, or whatever it is. I just spend 2 minutes there. I spend 10 to 15 minutes adding people to my network. So friend requesting friends of friends on Facebook, doing the 5 by 3 by 1, following on Instagram. I'll spend 15 minutes inviting to my challenge group off of my Instagram stories, people who watched my stories and didn't respond, my challengers who are rocking it. I will invite them to the coaching opportunity and thank you posts. So my posts from yesterday, my 2 or 3 posts I did, I'll go and send people a message that says, hey, thank you for liking my August bootcamp post. I'm super excited about it. I can send you the details if you're interested. And then I will do 15 minutes of follow-ups. So anyone who I invited to my July bootcamp and they didn't answer me back, I will send them another message. I'm following up with people. And then I spend about 10 minutes in my groups, getting all of those organized, recognition, showing love, showing gratitude, and then any extra time that I have before my kids wake up, I spend asking questions of people on Facebook. That's also when I'll do my post. My first post of the day is right before my kids get up, usually after my workout, because I always get in the right mind space when I do my workout in the morning, and then after that I always just post my thought of the day. Do you have this power hour plan written out? I can write it out for you guys and put it in the group if you want. Would you mind sharing your outline for your PH in the group under this? I'm compiling a list to work from choosing yours. What's PH? I have your PH. Oh, power hour. Oh my God. I need more coffee. So would you mind sharing an outline for your power hour in the group under this? Yes. Yes, I can totally do that. You guys, I also have trackers. So I can share those with you guys if you want. But it's like Sunday through Sunday, I have trackers. And it's like, here's my Monday tracker. I have them all printed out. And then every single day, I just work through the tracker. And I get the tracker done. And I don't finish my day until it's done. And on there is simple things like workout, drink your Shakeology, 20 Instagram 5x3x1, 10 to 15 posts on my Instagram story. Like, it's just really simple tasks. But if you're anything like me, I love checking things off. It makes me feel really good about myself when I get to check all my stuff off. So I also work from a tracker, and my power hour is on there, and it does get done. So I can share those with you guys as well if you feel that that would help you. But just know, I'll close this out by saying, you guys, just know that there is no right or wrong way to run this business. Some of us have 10 hours a day to run this business, and some of us have 1 or 2 hours a day. It's not how you're running your business or, anything like that. It's just what you're doing with your time and what you're telling yourself you are busy doing. And if you're spending all of your time liking and commenting on other people's posts and throwing up an invite and expecting people to come to you, it just doesn't work that way. So get the things out of the way first that do move your business forward, that are super not sexy and not fun to do, like inviting people to your challenge group. It's not fun. So let's get that out of the way first. Let's expand our networks first, so that when we go into our posts and we're pouring our heart and our story out onto our following and doing all of these things every day, we've already got the business building activities done. So that whatever else happens in your life, because our lives are not perfect and nor are our schedules, and things will change, as the changes happen, you don't get overwhelmed by it. And I don't want you guys getting to 9 o'clock at night and going, oh my God, I did not do anything in my business today and it didn't move forward and now I'm a failure and now I want to quit because I'm a terrible coach. Get it done first thing in the morning, and it will feel so good. You'll go through the day with your sense of accomplishment. And then everything else that happens after your power hour is bonus. It's a bonus in your business, and we love bonuses. Yeah. And I'll just finish by saying I'm so excited to be a part of this group of leaders. I'm so excited to be a part of all of you guys on this call, and the 1,000 people that, jumped into this masterminding with us, because I think that it's so powerful. And being a part of some of the most incredible women that I have ever met and seen in my life is just so empowering. And I'm proud of all you guys for sticking through this and still being here. And if nothing else, just remember to have fun in your business, because that will move you forward faster than anything else. So have a wicked day, you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me for the last hour. Have a good day. Bye.